Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Hannah Olson and I live in Minnesota with my husband and our 3 young children ages 7, 5, and almost 2. And I thought it would be fun to bring you along with us for a day in our life again. It's been really fun trying out this new style of video editing, so be sure to let me know down below if you are a fan of this style of video. But as you can see, I got up before the kids, before the family. I love that feeling because it allows me to do my Bible study time and any other work that I like to do without the kids around, and it just helps me to feel like I'm having such a peaceful start to the day, which helps me to be more patient and present with my kids. I know I mentioned this in a previous video, but Svea loves her Greek yogurt. She calls it dodo. So we all spooned up some of that and our energy balls for breakfast. And Soren has recently gotten really, he's always enjoyed painting, but he's gotten really into painting lately. And I feel like his meadow is just so pretty that he was showing you here. I'm really proud of him. After breakfast is done and Bjorn is off at work already, he left early for work that morning, I like to just let the kids play for a bit while I clean up and put away breakfast items and stuff, and then I get all of our homeschooling stuff out. And we do homeschool at the kitchen table. As you can see, I'm just piling everything for my 2 students, the 2 oldest kids, onto the kitchen table. And I've found over the years that it is wonderful to homeschool at the kitchen table and in the living room. You absolutely do not need a dedicated homeschool room or school room of your house. So do not feel the pressure to have a Pinterest perfect or Pinterest worthy homeschool room. As much fun as that would be to set up and make all cute and pretty, that does not represent or that is not equal to the learning that is happening. I just wanted to encourage you that you do not need a specific homeschool space. Learning can happen anywhere. Learning can happen around the kitchen table, which I believe is also the heart of the home. So it's just perfect for us to have homeschooling happen in the main rooms of our house where we do our daily life anyway. So this is a pretty typical morning basket time, or as other families might call it, like morning circle time or morning meeting, which is sometimes used in elementary schools too. It's just a great time for us to start school all together on the couch, and we have been reading through Little Pilgrim's Progress lately. This school year, we've really been working our way through it, and the kids have really enjoyed it. And then we also love doing our kids' catechism, which is just questions and answers about our faith, our Christian faith. And it is called Truth and Grace Memory Book, and it's actually made for ages 2 through 9, which is really fun because Svea turns 2 in March, and she knows how to say, God made me, for the question, who made you? So that's always fun to work on and important for us to work on together. And then I like to start our homeschool time, especially this year, with getting Soren set up over at his little desk. It's just a breakfast tray, actually, and I will link it down below because it works so well for us. And Soren works on his independent pre-K work while I then get Svea set up to the best of my ability, to the best of her ability. She is 1.5, and so she's a busy little girl, and she likes to do fun activities, but she also likes to be involved. She likes to be held. And since I don't actually wait for Svea's nap time in order to do our main bulk of homeschooling time with the big kids, we just incorporate Svea right into our morning routine, and she loves to be included, of course, and she's part of our family too. So there's always that interesting dynamic when you have a really little one. And Sophie is working here on her Christian Light math. I love it, and while she might not say that she loves it, it has served us really well in this season, and I plan to continue with it for quite some time and to start Soren with that before too long too. So this book that Svea is playing with is called All Better, and I'll link it down below because it is perfect for things like church or even this homeschool time. It's really cute because you get to put band-aids on the little animals who got a boo-boo. One of the things that I really like about Christian Light Education, that's the curriculum company for Sophie's math, is the fact that every lesson has an independent portion, even for her in first grade, and it's just laid out so nicely so you know that they truly can do that portion of the lesson on their own. And it's called the I Can Do This section. So I'm doing the direct instruction time with Sophie now, but then we shift over to the I Can Do This section for her. So she will work on that while I can then turn my attention over to Soren. So this tool that looks like an abacus that you see sitting in front of Sophie is called a Rec and Rec, and I highly, highly recommend using a Rec and Rec if you don't already have something like this in your homeschool, because it is so perfect for being able to do that one-to-one counting of numbers, for subitizing, which means like recognizing very quickly certain amounts or groups of numbers just by glancing at them. And it helps that it's both red beads, or red pieces, and white pieces that you can slide back and forth. This Rec and Rec goes up to 20, which has been perfect for Sophie's use in addition and subtraction and representing numbers. So once Soren finishes up his independent work, which is typically some sort of handwriting practice or maybe some worksheets about letter sounds and coloring, that kind of thing, then he gets to do some free play time, and usually that's alongside Svea. She's, like I said earlier, she's a busy little girl. She's playing with that All Better book. She's reading Good Dog Carl, which she loves, and sometimes she plays with our manipulatives like Unifix cubes too. And we have the teddy bear match game. This is a typical homeschool mess that usually ends up happening every day, and that is just fine. Something exciting is we've started doing Explode the Code with Soren, and he's working on, he knows his letter sounds, he knows his letters, but he's working on reading those CVC, those 3-letter words, which is so exciting and so fun. He's really proud. And his math workbook I absolutely love, and I'm a little bit torn on if I want to stray away from it. It's by the Critical Thinking Company. It's one of their mathematical reasoning workbooks, and Soren has done the entire age 3 mathematical reasoning workbook. He's done the entire workbook for age 4, and he's making great progress here through the kindergarten level workbook that they have, and I attribute a lot of his mathematical reasoning, I guess, to this workbook and how well they lay out all of the math concepts and stuff. So I might use it as a supplemental thing as we go into a more traditional or typical math curriculum like the Christian Light Education, which I also love. So I might give Christian Light Education a try with Soren as well and see how that goes and how we want to potentially mix and match the two curriculum options. But now it's time to get going on lunch, and I'm trying out a new chicken stir-fry recipe here. We absolutely loved it. Spoiler alert. Definitely save this recipe. I will link it down below because it was a huge hit with the family. I think partly due to the homemade stir-fry sauce in this recipe, but it's a great way, either way, to get a lot of extra vegetables into your life. And I had some carrots in the fridge. I had a couple bell peppers, green onion, and I love how you can add a lot of good nutrients into your diet just by making a simple and quick stir-fry. Svea had to show off her little ponytail, as she calls it, her little ponytail, because her hair is finally long enough for us to gather it up into a hair tie. It is so cute. She is darling, and the ponytail does not stay in for long, but I caught it on camera, and I'm so glad I did because she is growing up so fast. But this is the stir-fry sauce. It's really simple. Not too many ingredients. I think the brown sugar definitely helps with people loving the stir-fry sauce. And we actually have an Asian lettuce boats recipe that our family loves, and it too has brown sugar in the kind of the sauce. So that's always a fun addition. We've got squeezable fresh ginger. Well, maybe not fresh. Squeezable ginger and squeezable garlic too, which are always great hacks for making things happen quickly in the kitchen. And then we've been loving making gummies. You saw that in a previous vlog not too long ago. So these are our healthy immunity blend juice gummies that we make with our gelatin. I decided to work on cleaning the stove. I didn't do the most thorough job, but it just needed some help. This is a gas stove, which I'm not accustomed to at home. And if you are new here, this is a rental house that we're living in right now because due to my husband's job, we actually live elsewhere for 5 months out of the year, January through May every year. And so with it being February now, we are at a rental house, and I'm kind of getting accustomed to this different place. We're just doing this rental house for this year, and there are always new cleaning routines to get used to in a new place. So a couple weekends ago, we dedicated Svea back at home at our home church, and it was a really special time of celebrating her. And if you don't know, dedicating is where you announce and promise in front of the whole church that you will raise your child as best as you can to know and love their Savior, Jesus Christ. And so we had a dedication. That day we had a party. Well, we basically had a big brunch, and it was really special and sweet. We had family who came from out of town even, and it was a wonderful day. But anyway, Soren had helped me make orange scones for that brunch, and he told me later on that he didn't get to try one. And I felt kind of bad, and I know that's how life goes, but I loved the scones, and I'm not opposed to making them again and again because they're that good. And so I decided to surprise Soren this afternoon, and the rest of the kids, but to surprise Soren especially with some orange scones that I made while the kids were doing quiet time. Okay, this is one of my all-time favorite kitchen hacks. If you ever have a recipe that says to cut in cold butter, to cut in often involves like trying to chop up butter really small or trying to use knives to coarsely make chunks of butter and mix it in with the flour. But the best hack that I know for cutting in cold butter for recipes like scones is to actually use a box grater like this. Just grate your cold butter. The colder the better, and you can even do this from frozen. Mine was getting a little soft, but anyway, definitely try out this trick the next time you see a recipe that says cut in cold butter, because it saves so much time and it works really well the way that the butter incorporates into the flour mixture. So while I'm working on these scones, I wanted to take a second to just chat about something that I heard years ago, and it's stuck with me ever since. And it is to commit to enjoying your children at whatever their current age is. So we all hear bad things about how babies don't sleep through the night and you'll be horribly sleep deprived. And I'm not negating that, because there are times of sleep deprivation and exhaustion as a new parent. We all hear about how horrible the terrible twos are. We hear about how difficult and sassy teenagers can be. And I just refuse to give in to those feelings of dread. And years ago, when I heard that you can just make the commitment to enjoy your children at their current age, no matter what, it has really been a beautiful perspective shift for me. So I wanted to encourage you with that piece of advice that I heard years ago, because you can truly enjoy something special about your growing child at their current age, no matter what their age is. And this isn't to say that we accept all behavior at a current age or at any age. We definitely still are working on character shaping and what is appropriate and what is God honoring, and how to hopefully shape that in our children. But it's been really helpful for me to just consider the joys of every single stage that my kids are in and what is special about that exact stage, because they'll never be that age again. So hopefully that is encouraging to you too. So on this day, we decided to do something special, which we've done multiple times in the past, but it's just been a while because we tend to do this in the winter time. I decided to have a little tea party with the kids after quiet time. So I don't know if it was about 4 p.m. or so, but we had these little, it says antioxidant mix. These are just trail mixes from Aldi, and they're so good. Really good. This one's the antioxidant mix. The other one is called the Mega Omega mix, and those are fun. I thought that would kind of hopefully balance out a bit of the sugar from our little tea party. But what I love doing when we have a tea party is, for some reason, we got in the habit of reading a biography, like those little scholastic biography chapter books. And we've learned about Braille, we've learned about Helen Keller, we've learned about Thomas Edison, I think, in the past. And so now we're currently reading the story of George Washington Carver, who invented countless uses for peanuts and other things. So we have really liked working through this book, and it's greatly enhanced by turning it into a school time tea party. So if you haven't already tried doing a biography tea party, I guess we can all agree to make that a thing. So I would love to hear if you decide to do a biography tea party in your family, because it is so much fun. Moved on with our evening after supper time, which was just the leftover stir fry, and we decided to make Valentines for our friends because we had some friends coming up from southern Minnesota to go to the zoo with us, and we were really excited to get together with them. I think it was the day before Valentine's Day. I had picked up these adorable plastic hearts from a garage sale actually last fall or summer, and I've been hanging on to them until Valentine's Day, or until a good opportunity to pass out plastic hearts. We assembled a few of those. I put the hearts together. Sophie and Soren were working on Valentines for their friends. Svea was in the thick of things, of course, enjoying some drawing of her own. Soren here is showing me one of the Valentines that he made for one of our friends. It was a friend of mine and her 5 children who were visiting, and so we had a lot of Valentines to make and a lot to put together. It was just really simple, actually, and if you saw over on Instagram, I was sharing what I did for our own children for Valentine's Day, and this is very similar. We kept it very simple with brown paper bags with each child's name on them. I filled the plastic hearts with just a couple little pieces of gummy candy and little Valentine-themed jelly beans, and then those Trader Joe's fruit buttons or fruit leather buttons and fruit snacks from Aldi. So we kept it really simple and sweet, but we were able to just spend the whole evening, pretty much the whole evening, working on those little Valentine gift bags. So that was a lot of fun and a lot of sweet moments. We played some Valentine songs too. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope it was fun for you to watch and fun for you to come along with us as we did some baking and other festive and fun little ideas and activities. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.